Welcome to Lit with Ernest, where we dive into the world of literature and explore the most fascinating works of all time. Today, we're going to discuss Personal Memoirs of Ulysses S. Grant, a literary masterpiece that has captivated readers for centuries. Published in 1885, this memoir is a testament to Grant's remarkable life, from his humble beginnings to his rise as a military leader and ultimately the 18th President of the United States. To understand the significance of personal memoirs, it's essential to consider the historical context in which it was written. The late 19th century was a time of great change and upheaval in America, with the Civil War still fresh in people's minds. Grant's memoirs offer a unique perspective on this period, providing insights into the war and its aftermath. As historian Ronald C. White Jr. notes, Grant's memoirs are not just a personal narrative, but also a historical document that sheds light on the complexities of the Civil War era. One of the most striking aspects of personal memoirs is Grant's writing style, which is characterized by clarity, simplicity, and humility. Unlike many other military leaders of his time, Grant eschews flowery language and instead opts for a straightforward, no-nonsense approach. This style has been praised by critics and readers alike, with many noting that it makes the memoir feel more like a conversation with Grant himself than a formal historical account. For example, in Chapter 10, Grant describes his experiences during the Battle of Vicksburg, writing, "The enemy was strongly entrenched, and we had to rely on our artillery to weaken their lines." This direct and unadorned language creates a sense of intimacy and immediacy, drawing the reader into the world of the Civil War. From a literary perspective, personal memoirs can be seen as an example of the autobiographical genre, which was gaining popularity during the 19th century. Grant's work is notable for its lack of self-aggrandizement, instead focusing on the events and people that shaped his life. This approach has been influential in the development of American literary nonfiction, with many authors citing Grant as an inspiration. As author and critic Mark Twain noted, Grant's memoirs are a masterpiece of simplicity, clarity, and honesty, and they have set a high standard for all subsequent autobiographies. One of the most significant is the concept of leadership, which Grant examines through his experiences as a military commander and politician. He reflects on the challenges of decision-making, the importance of perseverance, and the need for adaptability in the face of uncertainty. For instance, in Chapter 20, Grant writes, "The art of war is simple enough. Find out where your enemy is, get at him as soon as you can. Strike at him as hard as you can, and keep moving on." This quote highlights Grant's pragmatic approach to leadership, which emphasizes the importance of action and decisiveness. Another theme that emerges in personal memoirs is the idea of identity, particularly in relation to Grant's own sense of self. Throughout the book, he grapples with the complexities of his own personality, acknowledging both his strengths and weaknesses. This introspection creates a sense of vulnerability and authenticity, making Grant feel more like a relatable human being than a distant historical figure. As literary critic Edmund Wilson notes, Grant's memoirs are a remarkable example of self-exploration, and they offer a unique glimpse into the mind and character of one of America's most fascinating leaders. The cultural impact of personal memoirs has been significant, with the book influencing generations of writers, historians, and politicians. It has also had a lasting impact on American culture, with Grant's legacy continuing to be felt in fields such as politics, military history, and education. For example, the memoirs have been cited as an inspiration by authors such as Stephen Ambrose and Doris Kearns Goodwin, who have gone on to write their own acclaimed works of historical nonfiction. In conclusion, Personal Memoirs of Ulysses S. Grant is a literary masterpiece that offers insights into the life and times of one of America's most fascinating leaders. Through its exploration of themes such as leadership, identity, and the human condition, this memoir provides a unique perspective on the Civil War era and beyond. Like this episode if it hit true. That's all for today's Lit with Ernest. Like this episode if it hit true. Share it if you respect honest talk about books. Subscribe because we'll do this again. This is Ernest, signing off.